Alright, it's Sleaze. It's the Destiny beta. We're gonna live vicariously again through the Destiny beta, man.
Let's get inside
this is the first story part. It's actually the first time you get control of the character in the beta. It's called A Guardian Rises. And pretty typical start of the game tutorial kind of walkthrough chapter here. Prior to this, you had customized a character, made a bunch of choices and decisions in that department, and you had also watched a long kind of cutscene cinematic part. So we removed that and just let's get right to the action here. In the commentary, we want to try to do a few things. One, comment on some of that, hopefully, on some of the stuff that we're seeing on screen, but also get into just some general impressions, feelings about Destiny, kind of how it struck me, and then also we'll get off into a tangent or two maybe on Bungie's handling of the game pre-release, that kind of stuff. Now the character here is a hunter female. This is the third character that I built and eventually ranked all the way up during the beta. Prior to this, the other two characters were first a hunter male and then a female warlock. I did not play the Titan. Wasn't really interested in the Titan. And probably going to settle on hunter female for the launch of the game. We'll see. Here's the appeal of this game right here. The movement of your character, the feel of the gunplay, bouncing headshots like that. It's hard to explain it, but there's something that just feels right about it, and it feels good when you do it. So it's enjoyable in that department, in that first-person shooter, yeah, me too. Wasn't very excited about that coming into playing the beta, and was kind of concerned about it overall for the game. Hadn't really played a first-person shooter in a long time. Last one being I think Call of Duty World at War back in 07 or 08, which in gaming terms is like eons ago. And after that, it was Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, Last of Us, Fuse, Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead, all these third-person action-adventure shooter-style games. So coming into the beta, yeah, pretty concerned about the whole idea of first-person. And secondly, the other thing that kind of concerned me about this was the kind of spacey, fictional sci-fi aspect of the game. I can say that for me personally, I got over both of those things really quick. Got over the first-person thing pretty quickly. You adapt to that nicely, coming from a universe like Uncharted 3, because there's skills, just normal gaming skills that just transfer instantly to a game like Destiny. Trip mines, yeah. You can shoot them. You don't have to crawl under them. So remember that when the game actually launches, if you want to waste a few bullets, you could do that. This gun here, this automatic rifle, the automatic rifle, auto rifles are considered primary weapons, and there's two other weapon categories. There's a secondary weapon, which this is. A sniper rifle is a secondary weapon. And then there's also a heavy weapon category that includes things like rocket launchers and really, really heavy machine guns. This sniper class in the secondary weapon also includes things like shotguns, and I think fusion rifles are in that category as well. But the primary, you had auto rifles like this, and again, here's the appeal of the game. It's just this kind of gunplay and movement, and the way that it feels and sounds, and the feel of the recoil and all that. It's nice. But the primary category where that auto rifle is, other guns in that category include what are called pulse rifles, which are burst-style rifles, and then scout rifles, which are semi-auto or single-shot rifles. I definitely prefer the automatic, like a lot of people, because of its versatility in being able to single-shot, semi-auto shoot it, being able to burst shoot it, and being able to go full auto when it calls to that. Hunter melee, the knife, I liked it. Gotta say the warlock melee was the best one in my opinion, from what I saw and used. It was enjoyable. The warlock was nice. And again, you know, the automatic rifle, I liked it because of the medium to close range versatility of single shot, burst shot, or full auto if you're getting rushed or, you know, there's a million people in your face. You could use it the way it was intended to be used, which was hold the trigger down, man. Pray. So here you're gonna see some, you know, some real, dude, get to Vegas kind of luck with some of the headshots. You know, don't think precision, think luck. When I'm shooting, that's usually what it is. But that's one of the nice parts about Destiny is that, you know, each player has the ability to have their own sniper rifle as a secondary weapon. So unlike a game like Uncharted 3 where maybe you're fighting people in co-op over getting your hands on a Dragon Sniper, here you got your own. You find your own. And some of them you can upgrade in nice ways. So that's another thing. You know, you got the movement, you've got the gunplay, but also the loadout in which you have choices. If you're not big on sniper rifles and you'd rather run around and just shotgun people, you can do that. If you'd rather just, you know, gloat and do a little dancing, you could do that too. So, you know, get used to stupid stuff like that if we're friended up on PS4, because I'm telling you, especially when it's inopportune to do it, I'll be, you know, dancing around. And that's the nice thing about Destiny is you get that choice. I mean, if you're Mr. Serious Player versus Player Hardcore Clan Dude, you know, yeah, you can do that. Casual competitive player, just jumping on to waste some time, you can do that too. Co-op the same way. If you want to play hardcore, mic'd up, coordinated, planned out, you know, you'll be able to do that. If you just want to explore a level and, you know, you've only got 20 minutes and you want to do that by yourself, you can do that. So there's a lot of choice with how the game is set up. And then when you mix in the loadout and then the options in the loadout, when you mix in guns that are upgradable and those upgrades change the abilities of your characters or change the weapons of your characters, armor that has to be considered and is also upgradable to change your character's either defense or ability, or in some cases impact weapons. There's just a lot to consider, and so pre-release, you know, it's been interesting watching Bungie handle this stuff, the alpha, the beta, you know, trailers that they're cutting together for this and releasing, you know, every few weeks, information that's just been, you know, in writing, release stuff with IGN. The way that they've gone about creating the hype for this game is part of the reason why we have what we have, and part of this is also, you know, people that never played Halo, people that never own an Xbox either through choice or, you know, just because life gets in the way of gaming sometimes, man. So a lot of them are seeing it for the first time, and it's interesting to check out Bungie and to play a Halo style game. You know, for those that did play a lot of Halo, had Xboxes, those kind of things, that are just like, oh my god, I can't stand it. I played Halo for years, I can't do it anymore. You know, I can understand. It's probably nothing too new. But at the same time, there's another contingency of us that were, you know, PSN, Sony, and just never had a chance to play a Bungie game or check out Halo. So you're seeing it for the first time, you're playing it for the first time, and it's been enjoyable. Again, the character movement, the gunplay, those kind of things, the control of the character. You know, you can jump anything in this game. You can jump, shoot. You can jump, throw a grenade. You can jump, throw a special ability like the hunter knife that can be thrown. You can do it in backwards. You can do it sideways. You can do it forward. You can do it diagonally. You could do it in any direction, basically. So that plus all the upgradability, all the stuff that has to be considered when building the character and building up the defense and trying to get weapons that are better and upgradable. There's plenty to stay busy. And I mean, from a co-op standpoint, for somebody that likes to grind and just smash enemies and enjoys getting in there against the developer and destroying whatever the developer puts in front of you, that's the appeal of the game. That's why it's fun. And you know, plus you're going to have options with friends. You know, three-person party, just like Uncharted. You know, the Uncharted universe for co-op if you're doing just regular fire team stuff. And then once this end game stuff unlocks, you're going to have 6 people online to be able to deal with some of that stuff. So it reminds me a little bit of Uncharted 2 and how it's in general kind of set up, not necessarily how it plays or you know, what you see or what you deal with, but just the setup of the game, in that there's a lot of co-op options in this game, and there's going to be a lot of co-op options to play with friends, but you also have the ability to play by yourself if nobody's on. You have the ability to play for a short amount of time, a long amount of time. If you, like I said, if you've got to go to work in 30 minutes and you got 10 minutes and you can jump onto an explore level and go pick up a few chests of glimmer because you need a little bit more money to buy something, or you want something, you can do that. If you want to play player versus player, team deathmatch style stuff for an incredible, you know, weekend 8-hour session, you can probably do that. So that's another part of the appeal, in addition to kind of the character movement, the weapons, the feel of the weapon play, is you've got options. And if you want to play competitive, if you want to play co-op, if you want to play solo, you can do those things. And all of them move towards, you know, building your character and moving forward in the game. So I think, you know, overall, you know, it's been fun to watch Bungie pre-release here. Get this game ready to go with the handling of the alpha and the beta, with the handling of the release of information, trailers cut together, all those things that we've mentioned have kind of fed the machine. And I think, you know, companies could learn something from how Bungie has handled this so far, especially a company like Naughty Dog, whose releases, you know, sometimes leave a lot to be desired, especially if you think back to Uncharted 3 with that first beta. 1.04, that's the game. A couple months later, Subway beta, what the fuck? Retail release, game is highly patchable, to say the least. So, I mean, the communication, the release of information, the frequency with which it's done, the quality of the beta overall. I mean, the beta ran pretty well. I mean, like, it was a beta. Of course, there were times where you got kicked off, but there were even times where Bungie warned in some of the messaging that, hey man, we're going to be working on the game today, that you might get kicked off, that kind of stuff. So at least they gave you fair warning that it was going to be like that. And that's going to be one of the interesting things, is how does it play once it's released? How much trouble are they going to have getting this game up and running? It's going to be Grand Theft Auto kind of stuff where it's days on end, people can't get online, shit isn't working, people are pissed. You know, I mean, who knows? But it'll be interesting to see either way how Bungie handles it. If it's smooth, what's their reaction to that? If it isn't smooth and they have to deal with stuff in the first days, the first weeks of the game, how forthright are they going to be? How quick are they going to be to get the band-aids out? You know, are they going to have to patch an insane amount like Naughty Dog would in order to make the game function for multiplayer? So it's going to be real interesting, you know, to see what transpires. So here, final kind of boss or whatever for this opening story mission of Guardian Rises.
Let me see if I can get us out of here.
Taking it sexy. And that's it. We're going to move on to the second story part here, which is, I think it's called Restoration.
It's been here
that one should be relatively short. I think
the
the run was about 5 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer, 6 minutes or so. So it shouldn't be too bad. And,
Will it fly?
you know, the character will look much different in the next video. I had it for a while. It was fully ranked. I had found a bunch of weapons by that point. So we'll talk about some of that stuff in the upcoming video. It's time to get the hell out of here, just like the character here, and head on over to the tower in the beta. This is where you head to the tower for the first time after this scene. So, yeah, I think Bungie's got something here. They'll be able to add to it. I mean, who knows how long they'll add to it, or are they gonna? What's gonna be in these expansion passes? That kind of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to look at. There's a ways to go before release here. It'll be interesting to see what transpires and how this runs
Come back for them when you're ready.
when it's launched, and what kind of how buggy is it? Ooh, give me that fucking cloak right there. I want that cloak. Who's that guy right there, man? But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how things run. All right, we're gonna move on to the second story part, which is the restoration. That'll be next, and same kind of stuff, more just kind of general impressions, on-screen stuff, and then just whatever else is up, or whatever else is going on in the wait here for Destiny to launch. All right, we'll see you next time.